If the results in Iowa were a surprise to anyone, it was to Nikki Haley and her close third place setting, especially after this moment from a speech in New Hampshire maligning Iowa's voting habits.
I trust every single one of you. You know how to do this. You know Iowa starts it. You know that you correct it. You know that you continue to go. My sweet state of South Carolina brings it home. That's what we do. That's what we do.
I mean, that kind of reminds me of a gig I did, I'd say like 16, almost 17 years ago now. It was in front of a bunch of Clemson students. I just spent the first 5 minutes ragging on the Gamecocks because that's their big rival down there, their big college rival. And I just had them eating out of the palm of my hand. So, in a way, I could see what she was doing, but like, unlike me, there's like cameras and news outlets and stuff following her around. So probably a poor choice, and she tried to walk it back.
She's been walking back a lot of things lately. Her America is not a racist country comment, and then forgetting, of course, slavery. Yeah, she doesn't seem to be good on her feet.
Well, she's going to be judged like a normal politician, unlike Donald Trump. I
Ah,
mean, listen, people don't understand this. You'll see people, they try to run as Donald Trump. We saw it in the congressional races and in the Senate races. And if it's even close, they lose because they're not Donald Trump. There's only one Donald Trump, and
Thank
nobody
God.
seems to get that, which is why I go back to what I said earlier. You have to run a completely different type of campaign. You have to forget everything that you've learned as a politician and go, all right, I'm in the ring with a Teflon pit bull. How am I going to survive this? That's what you got to do. And Chris Christie tried it, but it was too late for Chris Christie. I mean, Chris Christie had his opportunity to run for president, and it wasn't in 2024. So, you know,
I mean, I guess, but I don't know that is it worth, I mean, I suppose if you're in politics, it is worth putting your integrity to the side if you even have any. But I just can't imagine that you would get rid of every positive thing that you might have about you, except, if you're a Republican, and then put this all against this narcissist. He's a cult leader. So if there's nothing you can do, why would you stoop so low? Why would you do that?
well, then Gina, then why run? What's the point?
Because I think you're right. I think you're trying to get people, you're trying to actually appeal to like heart and logic and
Oh,
policy
oh,
even.
oh, sweet Gina. Sweet Gina. Have you met us?
No,
Have
I
you met humanity? What are you? Oh, you're adorable.
I mean, I know, but I'm just trying to think. I mean, on the Dem side, I'm not saying they don't get a little bit dirty, but they're not getting that filthy over there. They're going after policy and things that make sense. So when you go to pull one thing or the other, you're like, well, really, I like what they think about education. I like the way they're talking about social security. But over there, it's not even about policy at all. And I think that the people that are
It's Donald
trying to,
Trump.
do you
It's
think
not. It's not
Davin?
about policy. It's about making me feel good. And that's who we are. That's what the society is about. How do I feel good? What makes me feel good? And there's a segment of the population Donald Trump makes feel good. It's nobody on this show, but there's a
yeah,
lot of those people out there. And
yeah.
I've met them. And, a lot of them are good people. A lot of them are good people. But the guy has a charisma. It doesn't appeal to anybody here. So you got to figure, you need somebody who's charismatic to go after him. And
Right.
listen, like we were talking about, Joe Biden didn't win the general because he's charismatic. This last time there was a few thousand more people in the states that mattered that were appealing to what Gina says logic, and decency. No guarantee that happens next time.
Well, if the Dems show up, we win again. I mean, that's just how it is.
The
There's
big
more of
if.
us. Right. No, I get you. I completely get you. But then I hear what you're saying, but no woman then is going to ever appeal, and no woman who, even if she pretends that she's not a minority, she is. She's a minority of convenience. Whenever it makes sense for her, she pulls that card. She's never gonna pull a MAGA. The only person that probably could have was Ron, because he looks just like him, but he doesn't have the charisma. So you're probably right. They need another Nazi.
Tom, I hope you call this segment They Need Another Nazi.